Here we go. Your next comic has been here since 7:30. Oh my God, are you crazy? I'm sure his girlfriend the whole time was like, why the fuck? Nobody's coming. Nobody's coming. Nobody. When we got in here, she was like, can we start the show now? It was like 9:45. I just walked in. But I'm sure this guy's hilarious. He has a ponytail. Please give it up for Kyle Prindiville.
Very good.
Close? Am I good? More? The lights come from over there.
Hello everybody, I'm Kyle Prindiville. This is actually my first time ever. I only practiced this material in front of my dog and he laughed a little bit and had a couple minor criticisms, but kind of nervous, and when I get this nervous I like to chant mantra. I feel like it clears my mind, and so I'm just going to chant my personal mantra. It goes, everything's perfect. Everything's perfect. Everything's perfect. Everything's fucked. Everything is fucked. Everything's perfect, but it's fucked. Everything is totally fucked, but it's perfect. It's perfect. Because, you know, these are the two things that I struggle with. I mean, I think both are pretty much true. I mean, I try to have this mindset that says everything's perfect. I practice Zen. I identify myself as a spiritual being. But at some level, these new age love and light, you know, this whole philosophy, it's kind of bullshit. I think to some degree, you know, I don't know, thinking everything positive is going to work out for you, yeah, that's kind of motivating, but what about the people who are poor and homeless? I mean, they're kind of fucked. You think it's their fault? I mean, to some degree it kind of is. But we've been going to the Zen Center in Webster recently, and you know, you go in and we take off our shoes, of course, and we see Jimu. He's the resident monk, and we got a Jimu. And you get in there and take a mat, and you face the wall, and you wait for the Roshi to come, and he rings the gong 3 times, and for 40 minutes, sitting on the cushion, staring at the wall in silence. And I'm pretty calm. You know, it's relaxing. But as soon as I get out to the car, I'm fucking pissed. I'm like, fucking Jimu, motherfucker. Motherfucker, he's not Zen, he's not centered. He thinks he's fucking centered, correcting my posture. What is he, staring at my ass the whole time? Fucking dick. And I mean, everything is fucked, too. This is the side I more relate to. Everything's fucked. You know, I try to be somewhat positive. I sprinkle positivity on there, but it is fucked. You have these young people all over the world. They're in the streets. They're protesting income inequality, banking fraud, environmental destruction, protesting the fact that all of their dick pics that they sent on Snapchat are being captured by the NSA. You know it. You know it. Draw on the smiley face. But I think it must have been easier in the past. I feel like when my parents were growing up, it couldn't have been so hard to be young. Growing up in the 70s, that was like the fucking glory era. You know, these people were able to turn on and tune in and drop out and just quit the whole corporate game. They were able to walk out into the summer of love, drop acid, smoke weed every day, and when they were ready, they could come back into the corporate world and just take a career off the tree. They're flowering everywhere. It's the goddamn Garden of Eden for careers back then. Everybody has a $40,000 a year job. We're scraping by now, you know, it fucking sucks to be young these days. And they had it easy back then, but I feel like they still have it easy. When I meet with my parents, all they ever want to talk about is the new things they've purchased. You know, the TV wasn't big enough, they got a bigger TV. The sound wasn't good enough, they got a new goddamn sound bar. The air wasn't purified enough, they got a Honeywell air purifier. They're constantly needing more shelving. Put all this goddamn shit everywhere. Meanwhile, I'm applying to food stamps. I can't pay the minimum on my credit card bills. I don't own a pair of socks that doesn't have fucking holes in them, and I have to hear about my parents. Oh, we went on vacation, yeah, it's awesome, let me see the pictures. Oh, you went to Puerto Rico, that's cool, that's really fucking sweet. Yeah, it's cool to be young these days. And I feel like they never were concerned about anything. I don't know why today it seems like all young people have these concerns, they know about the issues, and they're really worried about themselves, the youth, they're worried about the planet, and in the past, it just wasn't like that. It was my dad only had two concerns in life. Number one, St. Pius X high school varsity football. Woo! Number two, smoking weed with black guys. And I mean, my dad sits on his fat ass watching TV smoking weed every day, but in his dream scenario, he'd be going to the concert. He'd be running a little bit late. He'd have to cut down an alleyway to get there in a shortcut. Uh-oh, the alleyway is trapped. There's black guys, and they're approaching the car. They have switchblades. But as they come up, they found out my dad has a machete on his lap and a bag of Bubba Kush. And these guys say, this white guy's pretty cool. And they smoke out, and everything plays out great. I got some more material, and this is my first time, so I'm going to keep going, so just hitting me here. In St. Louis, as you all know, everybody complains about the fucking weather. It's cold as fuck. This winter, I try to be positive. I try to not complain about the weather. I try to dress warm. At the same time, it is cold as fuck. It's so cold, in fact, I feel like...
How cold is it?
It's so cold, I feel like Native Americans are a myth. You're telling me... These guys lived in teepees, yeah, they burned some fucking logs and chanted to some animal spirits. There were no supermarkets. They survived -6 degrees in the wind chill. Give me a fucking break! This is a lie. Everything in our history is a lie, obviously, this is all false. You know, so... I feel like it's so cold. Oh, there's another bit. Yeah, I got another bit. It's so cold, I found out that the St. Louis officials are going around and they're looking for dogs. You know, anybody who's leaving their dogs outside, the St. Louis officials will pick them up and put them in a good home, and the owners are going to be fined. And I thought, you know, this is pretty sweet. That's a really nice service. These dogs out there. There's all these warm houses, but the dogs are out there in the cold. They're freezing to death. They're going to die of starvation and exposure to the elements. And it's really nice that there's somebody out there looking out for them, you know? And it just makes me feel like I wish homeless people were treated like dogs. Well, that came out kind of fucked up. But we gotta have compassion, you know, I'm a very compassionate person. It's one of the things in life that's free. I just can be compassionate. I encourage others. It's great. And we're not taught compassion, though. You know, in school, there is no such thing as compassion. There's no such thing as helping others. In school, did you ever notice the fact that when you try to reach out to somebody who is struggling and needs help in school, it's not called collaboration, it's called fucking cheating. You know, so any communication is strictly forbidden. Any kind of teamwork between peers, that's off limits. Every man for himself. And this is the ultimate fine fuck. I mean, this is the kernel that will ruin your whole life, feeling like you're all alone. I'm just, oh, pitiful me. What can I do? I suck. Because we're not taught that we are a community of uniquely talented individuals. We are taught that if you can't master the complexities of English grammar, then you're a piece of shit. And you constantly learn how low on that totem pole you are. So the spectrum we learn in school, of course, is that there are obedient winners, and these are the people who obey authority. They listen to whatever the fucking teacher says. They memorize the facts. They go along with the program. That's great if you want to please the teacher, but you're going to have no friends. The only way to go for me is the rebellious losers. They're the ones whose highest aspiration is to be the class clown. They get the jokes. The teacher thinks they're a piece of shit. They have horrible grades. They go home to a terrible family. But it's pretty nice being a rebellious loser. And to all the rebellious losers in the crowd, thank you for making me laugh all these years. And cheers.
Kyle Printerville, ladies and gentlemen, who went so long to sit in a train to let